Okay, hello everyone. I am starting off the stream. As I go ahead through, we did do some editing to our audio and things like that. So if you guys hear any improvements or you think there's anything that needs to be changed, let me know. But I'll go ahead and switch us over to Minecraft. Do-do-do. Okay. Let's see here. Let me make sure that we have some audio going in from Minecraft. Yeah, I see it. I realized I did not have game audio last time, so hopefully that'll get us good. So I have started working on a lot of stuff off stream because I just was too tired to stream, but we'll go ahead and do some things. I've been working on this lodge that's in front of the city. I'm not sure if I actually showed the city off last stream or not, so I'll go ahead and do that. So the current build that I'm doing is of Hajar Gents, which is a city in Tannen. A lot of the actual Minecraft set here has inspired more of the city than I would think. Oh, there's a hole over here. My friend went and put a bunch of lanterns everywhere trying to light up some spaces because we had some huge monster infestations. Let's see. But let's go up here. Last stream I was just doing some resource gathering for roots, so bridges. I don't have armor on me or my Electra. We'll find those later. But yeah, so all those roots are being used for down here in this cave. So a lot of Tannen and Serebelle is underground because of like the harsh overterrain, and the main species kind of evolved to work best underground and things like that. So I wanted to start. I found this cave in Minecraft. I was like, oh, let's build a town there. So this is the current. Ooh, I can get back up. Set up we have so far. The roots are going to be the whole walkways and stuff, and you can see we have a lot down there to work on. But I wanted this city to be like a shell of its former self. So you can I'll get down here and kind of try to get closer so you guys can see. But there's like the ancient city biome underneath. And that kind of inspired some corruption, like a corrupted spirit or something. And so the city is gonna have some more abandoned and some places not good. And I did not honeycomb this at all, did I? Anyways. So we're just gonna be doing some casual building on this. But I kind of one of the topics I wanted to talk about during stream today was I actually went ahead and watched all of part 2 of Peter from Elsewhere's tabletop community spotlight. I watched all of the first one. I watched most of the second one. I just woke up late, so I didn't get to catch the first half. I'll have to go look at the other submissions. But it's just this wonderful community spotlight going over people's, like, a topic on a bunch of people's TTRPGs, and giving this time to shine for people who don't really have a platform yet and to share what they have. There's a creeper in that water. And actually, the most recent video you guys see on this channel, the death mechanic ones, giving your players a chance to grieve, that was actually a submission for it. That's why that video, I feel like I kind of was a bit short on some aspects because I didn't want to go all in this detail when there's a time limit. I mean, there were 60 submissions overall, so I think in general the game had, the tabletop had some showcase had over 60 submissions, so it's like a 7-hour thing that got between Peter from Tales from Elsewhere and Zarek from Odin's Key Gaming, just going through all these submissions, sharing what they liked, and it was a great time. But I really am happy with the reactions I did get for my own submission. It was really good. I'm happy it invoked that like more philosophy aspect of when you die, as well as people saying how it gave curiosity to what the world setting is and how players interact with it, and how I really am happy with Peter stating how he really liked that it was more focused on from the character's point of view of what would be in the capabilities than what would be player facing, like a top down, trying to have it feel more within that realm of the world. Because that's really what I want. I'm happy that came across. So I want to talk, and maybe we do some brainstorming while working on stuff on stream. Start doing some things. Oh yes, I am trying to make it where you guys have a better time on stream with me not doing this all the time, so I'm trying to give you guys like a pretty view or something while I'm doing something off screen. So I'll come down here and go on the balcony of this lodge here so you guys can look at that cool view. So I just wanted to make sure I have something on my end. Okay. I'm going to, oh, there's my armor. I think my friend went to repair, oh, it's in this chair. Okay. We have an Electra. You can fly around. I was kind of wanting to work on the roof and stuff for this build, but maybe resource gathering will be a tad better to do currently on stream. Let's go ahead. I think I actually went and made a book and quill of things that we can do, because with my brain I'm gonna get all distracted and not know what I'm supposed to be working on. Oh, I have it in my inventory. Let's see. We got collect mangrove, use the mangrove, plan the city, decide the blocks for the city, salt lake, lodge, diamond mining in the end. I gotta think about what we should do. Okay, let's see. Maybe we shall go ahead and try to come up a bit more ideas. Let's see what else we need to do for these builds. I gotta kind of figure out mine out more residential. Maybe I'll do that. I feel like mining, but I don't actually want to go big mining because unfortunately with this beautiful, beautiful mountain and everything around, it is ancient city skulk biome all down there. Yeah, with death mechanics, I wanted it to be a lot more narrative than anything else. Like I didn't even go into what I was I feel like I'm the only one who interpreted this. Well, some people interpreted it that way, but people went into the mechanics of how you actually die in game and all this other stuff. And I'm over here like so after you die, I didn't even conceptualize how you would die in Serebelle. My thought process was just, if you die in Serebelle, you die in real life now. And I wanted, the thing is, because I haven't tested combat, it's really hard to debate how death mechanics should work. Like, is it a 0 HP? Or how some people did, it's like, if you can't get to 0 HP, like, you can't get one shot in one game. Like, it's like, if you have 1 HP or something, and you get hit, and you die 20 times, or like, die 20 times. I'm so good at wording, chat. This is the first time I've talked all day. In vocal. If let's say my character gets hit and they have 5 HP and they get hit 20, they still have one more chance of getting hit before they die. If they go to 0. That was interesting. And then there's like Dungeons and Dragons, you hit 0 HP, death saves, and those type of things. And I don't really know. It's an interesting thing to think about. I know I want combat in my game, but it's not a big front focus, so to me it felt like dying would become purely a narrative choice. So maybe if someone quote unquote dies or fail saves in Serebelle, then it would be maybe it would be like more like a save where in Fire Emblem you have classic mode, but you also have the other mode where when your party dies they're just dead for that combat and they essentially retreat to safety. And I kind of like that, but there might be the aspect of if you choose not to retreat, you have this like impact, because I do want there to be the potential of fighting in a war. You know, you have like your Stormcloak War in Skyrim, or there's a like in an old high school comic I wanted for Serebelle, there was a war going on. You weren't a part of the war, but you had 2 warring countries and somebody of a high political figure in one of the countries goes missing, and it's a wild goose chase. I want the option to people can engage in combat as much as they want, but the game still focuses on narrative, roleplay, storytelling, interacting, getting to know the characters. So I need to balance it. I don't want to make it super crunchy of a combat, but I do want combat to feel smooth and fun and not completely ignore it, so to speak. When you think about death, you start getting all into the nitty-gritty of all these other parts. I'll bring my armor along just in case I get into a spooky area. Frost boots snow. There's snowy biomes. Lanterns. Mangrove roots. That is what I am forgetting, chat. The millions of mangrove roots. And we're using dark oak slabs as well. Let's fill the inventory up, shall we? Let's get up there. Whoop. Yeah. It's just interesting to think about. Or I'm actually doing the first playtesting probably this upcoming month. That's just so exciting to be finally doing that in October. We're purely doing skill checks, so you can tell like this project's really early on in its development of what is going to happen and not, because I just haven't, you know, had the time and trying to, you know, you're always trying to schedule your D&D campaign and it seems like you can never get everyone together. But it's finally happening! I'm so excited. I'm curious, what is, like, video games or media where, like, a death scene felt narratively or present for you guys? Because, to me, one would be, it's not even per se death happened, but when I think of potential death that felt really strong and I had emotional care to was a Tom Hanks movie that he was in. It was actually like a remake of a foreign film for English. Oh god, what was it called? Oh no. Okay, chat, I gotta look this up real quick. Let's see, Tom Hanks movies. It was a newer movie. I mean, relatively new. I would like Tom Hanks, please. IMDb. I don't want someone's list from 8 years ago. Tom Hanks has been in so much more since then. A Man Called Otto, that's what it was. I knew it had like a human name. I knew that like the character's name was in the thing, but my brain always goes to like silly names like Steve and Gerald and those type of things. I'm like, none of those are right, but like there's not really that particular death scene. But in the beginning of A Man Called Otto, you see this really depressed elderly guy, and who Tom Hanks plays, and these failed attempts at death. It was just such an interesting and emotional thing, and seeing him grow, and I just that feeling, those emotions I get when watching something like that, or in the movie A Silent Voice, where death didn't happen, but when there was a chance of death that occurred, it felt so emotional. So I don't even know if like you need death to be prevalent, or not prevalent, but you don't need someone to die to get those emotional feelings in. I'm really bad at flying in Minecraft. Lord. I don't recognize that hole there. Huh, more holes. Trying to gather my thoughts. I'm kind of doing this all off the cuff. I have no notes for the death mechanic right now. I was just like, I want to stream. And I just want to brainstorm life with you guys. Can't believe I've already been streaming for about 20 minutes. Let me see if the audio is gonna. Someone else is live streaming about working on their game. Hopefully that didn't come through real quick, but it's neat. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Let me, I'm gonna, what was I gonna say? I have no idea what I was gonna say. We are Minecrafting and we're talking about death and narratives and yada yada. I want to kind of get this to go to that one, and then maybe that's like a layer, because we're gonna figure out how to get from that. Let's just start connecting things, and very precariously, and then we can make it pretty. Let's see. Yeah, so I think there's narratively a fun thing that can come, like interesting and unique things to talk about when it comes to death. That maybe you don't even have to do mechanically. That is really interesting to me. I wonder if there's ways to play with some roleplay mechanics to really embrace those like feelings you get from like not even the death, but the failure of dying that when comes from those emotional things that happened in like A Man Called Otto and A Silent Voice. Which I won't go super into the details of those movies, scenes, and why I find them so, I think the word's evocative. I'll leave that blessing of those movies for other people to listen to. Is there any movies that you get, anything else movie-wise, or even video games? Because, like, I feel like with me in video games, the risk of death doesn't really show up because you're always able to, like, go back. I think we're gonna get this one, and I'm gonna do like a climb up to that, and then this will go up to this one. It'll have another layer. Oh shit! I almost fell to my death because that's literal skulk right there. That would have been pleasant. That would have been so pleasant, chat. Oh, I didn't even light up what I was gonna do as like an apartment area. Shit. Alright guys, it seems like, let me see if I can't fix something. It seems like my audio may be a little quiet still. So let's see if I can't fix it real quick. And hopefully no mobs to kill me in the process. Right, let me know, chat, if you hear anything better with the audio now. I didn't realize how far this ravine went. Surprised no mobs were spawning while I was doing that. Probably mobs on any layers up there though. Just some more light though to make this feel a bit better. Oh, is there like a little hole down here that I didn't? Oh my god. I should not be down here. I do have keep inventory on because I'm a filthy casual. Oh god. Oh no, I hear things. I don't want to be down here. I don't want to be down here. Oh no, I get free. Take me home. Country roads. Wow. Oh, my Alright, guys. Stream back. Seems like we might be having some hiccups on stream.